Alright, so, I played this game, and the entire audio was cut out. I had the recording. I had everything. I was really happy with it. And then, I come here. I try to review and try to edit. And then, what happens is I just can't talk. So, we're gonna talk about this game. What happened this game is I'm against a Warwick Masters. Masters Warwick. They invade. It's gonna be like pretty much just review. So it's a Masters Warwick, and he had like 1.3 million points on Warwick. So they invade their bot through bot side. I'd go into this bush and I put the ward down while recalling. I wanted to recall here because I didn't want to get caught out by anyone that wanted to just cheat her up. Just do a little walk here, and then this gave me really good vision. Like if he starts bot side here and then he clears up, this ward should still be around in time to see him transitioning to the top side. And then if he starts top, it'll see him walking down to bot, or see if he goes to shreds. What ends up happening is he goes top, he wards his red, and then he runs all the way back down, and it catches both movements. So we know exactly that he's starting at bot side. So what I end up doing is I walk aggressively. I pull the minions into this bush to make it push into us, and then I position my sword in a really good spot. So I position my sword behind him, and then I'm able to get these two good autos. He had two press the attack autos on me right now, so I'm running away. I'm trying to time that out. I get this nice auto for my grasp, and then we're playing on timers right here. I ignite to make his Q heal him for less. We pull the Q through, and then he barriers, and it comes down to that auto attack. And it's easy. It's super easy. He walked in the lane with a little bit less HP, and it was really bad on his part to even try and go for that fight, because Shen is actually really strong level 1, and Ignite is just really good, especially into Shen, or into Warwick. So, like, I didn't know that I was against Warwick at first. I thought it might have been Xinjiao. I thought it might have been Silas. You know, their team has quite a few junglers on it, and quite a few people that could play top lane, so I was a little confused. So yeah, I just took Ignite, I took Armor Runes, and it worked out really well. So, what we're doing now is we're just trying to crash this third wave, because I got into a pretty awkward spot. Off of that kill, I wasn't able to crash it very quick, and I was also a little bit low on HP, so we ended up crashing the wave very nicely, and then we get our reset, we run all the way back to lane. What we instantly bought is we bought Bramble Vest as our first item, because we had 800 gold. 890, I believe. So we bought Bramble Vest and Control Wards, so that when our Ignite wasn't up, and so that when we get these short trades, we're able to heal, or not able to heal, able to deny his healing. But the thing about Warwick is he heals a lot, man. That auto was really bad, but this was a pretty good engage. I stepped back here. I should have stepped back, because I knew that he still had W, so right here was a really bad trade, which made it a little bit awkward. I couldn't contest him. I couldn't freeze this wave off of it. If I just stepped back, it would have been really good. He ended up healing a lot, so I thought he might try and kill me, but I knew that I still had E, Flash, and Ignite. So I didn't think it would be that easy for him. And he ended up just giving up on it anyway, which I was like, okay, good, I don't need to actually go ahead and outplay anything. So then he recalls here, I recall here, because I'm not going to be able to shove out this wave because I'm playing Shen. Just my wave clear isn't that good. And I would get caught out in a freeze or in a really awkward situation, so then I ended up just recalling. I wasn't able to pick up much, I picked up like boots. Yeah, it was not good back. But either way, it's what I had to do because I misplayed earlier with that wave, and now I'm just trying to get level 6. I'm trying to let him push in this wave. I don't want to get poked out by him. We're just playing really good around his abilities. He's level 6. We just completely backed up. We don't want to get chunked out when Xinjiao's topside, because I had a hunch. I didn't know exactly where he is, so we can have a hunch that he's topside. I put my control ward down defensively, and then we just look to poke him a little bit and try not to get poked out. We're just trying to thin out this wave mainly so that the dive is as hard as possible for them if they wanted to go for it. So we hit sits here. We see pings coming out, we see this fight happening, and then we just wait until Silas commits entirely to go ahead and ult that. So we end up hitting the kill, we get our Hatcherum ahead. But the sacrifice is a little bit for me. I miss a few minions up here, and then I lose a lot of tempo, and Morgana was able to bind me in the bush, so she canceled my bat once, and then we ended up missing one plate and a full wave and some minions. So we ended up falling behind quite a bit in minions, but our tempo for our jungler was really good. I'm a very low econ player, and the low econ champion, as in Shen. So you don't really need the money, you just need to make the plays worth the money, you know? Like, this Warwick didn't have TP, he had no way to join his team, and he wasn't really roaming. So, yeah, it was just a lot more me impacting the map than he was. So right here, I saw Nivea was coming up, and I wanted to slow down this push so that I could crash the next one, but I didn't pay attention to the next wave. I should have just crashed this wave a lot quicker, and then looked to E him, Ignite him, and then we would have gotten the dive off very smooth. So, Anivia found there was a ward here in Xinjiao, so we started running away. What I did is, I flashed away, or I eat away, to dodge the third Q from Xinjiao. And then, just in case I kind of panicked, I flashed to dodge the Warwick to get some distance. He flashed after me, which means he overcommitted, and then he went right into Anivia. So, it gave us a really good spot here. And now I'm able to pick up that kill, and I tried to run away, but Xin Zhao has some pretty low cooldowns, and was able to hit me with another WE. Now we're just spam pinning Heterim to come help this guy, but he wanted to get red buff really bad, so it took a while for this guy to die. And our bot lane started to come back. They were actually 0-2 to this Jinx, I believe. So now we're going back to lane. This wave is pushing into us because it's more minions and close to their turret, and then Warwick does a really bad play where he thinks that he's just going to go mess up this Heterim at his Rift Herald for some reason, and we just go ahead and kill him, and then he spam pings Silas for whatever reason, even though he made the biggest mistake. So right here, I didn't exactly know what to do with the wave. Oh, okay, we'll get to this in a second. But right here, I didn't know exactly what to do with the wave. It's pushing into me, but I do have ult, so what do I want to do, right? I think in hindsight, I let this wave push into me, and then I see this play going on, and I can ult down to this play, and then my wave will be about here, and it'll be a really nice, easy catch. But he was spam pinging for help, right? Like, he's spam pinging for assistance, and they're spam pinging for their own assistance, so it just sounds like a lot. But this dude, right now, he's asking for help. Like, what does he need help with, right? He doesn't need help with anything. This kill's guaranteed. And he also had Ed. I paid attention. I knew he had Ed. So I was like, my ult can be used in something more productive if I just wait. So yeah, we ended up being able to pick up those 2 kills without even using my help. And now we look bot lane. I'm just still messing around with this wave. Just trying to make it slowly push into me still. So that if I TP away, it's not the end of the world. This happens. She gets exploded. I wanted to get out of the range of warwick ult, so I ran all the way back to my tower here. And then I went ahead and ulted onto Ezreal. Look at how close this is. She W's, I think? Oh, no, yeah. She W's, and I show up. And I tank it, and I get that kill for us. And then he almost gets away, but then he dies to her W. But it's really good for us. We end up picking up 2 kills with that 1 ult, and then Xin Zhao's here, and Heterim just goes ape mode, and picks up another kill. So what I did here is I pinged top lane to tell Karma to go up there. She's kind of just, like, walking around weirdly. I wanted to just pick up this plate, reset, and then go top. And then she would run, get the wave top, and then run all the way down to get Dread. So now I just start spam pinging Drag because she didn't actually commit to the turret. And I'm like, oh man, my turret is almost dead. So then they summon Herald mid. I was spam pinging this turret. I really wanted this turret to die, man. I had 34 health. It was so unfortunate. But my team actually does a really good play here. They played this fight pretty well. And I'm just trying to make sure that Warwick doesn't roam down. So I had a feeling that he might have been in this bush, and I walked down. And here he is. So at this point, the item difference is pretty huge. Like, I have a lot of components, but it's really good fighting components, especially into Warwick, and the Ignite just completely slaughters him. His ult heals him just enough to live through the Ignite, and then I just Q, pull through, and win. And then our bot lane is a really good fight with Heterim, who's really ahead at this point, because of, as I mentioned before, I played really well with when he got Silas ulted. It was just really good. So now I'm able to go pick up 1 turret plate and get the reset off, and we're just playing for tempo. We're not trying to overstay at all. We're trying to be able to catch these waves. I'm spam pinging this Warwick. I'm like, this dude's dead. Can we please go? But I pinged quite a few times on, like, different things. And he gets pretty far. I didn't think I needed to follow at this point. And I was paying attention top side while I also wanted to ult bot side. But I didn't see that Karma got hit, so I'm going to see what happened. This is while the fight was going on, pretty much. This is what... Oh, she got ulted. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's how. So then what I ended up doing is the wave got shoved in, I ulted onto this Ezreal, and I gave him enough health and shield to go pick up this kill confidently. Because I'm like, he's saying he's gonna run away, he needs help on the turret. And I'm just like, yeah, I can help you. I'm just pinging on my way on top of him, and he just goes ahead and does that. Not many people are expecting it. I play super aggro here. I'm making them just a little scared. I go over the wall, I stop her back. I'm trying to keep her here for a dive, potentially, but I knew that Xin Zhao was also in the area, so I wanted to pull Xin Zhao down, and I wanted to keep her here so that she didn't get a good reset off. So what ends up happening is I stop him from getting this ward, and I just taunt really early because I didn't want him to run away. I had Frostfire at this point. Oops. I had Frostfire at this point, so I was slowing him down with my autos, and then I made sure that we had enough time that Anivia gets here, and then we ended up picking up that kill too. So it was really good for tempo. James gets a super late back, and then we just lose this turret, but that's no big deal. That turret was pretty much dead as is. Our team does a really aggro, just knowing their limits play, because, you know, it's Masters Diamond players, so they're really good, for the most part. What I ended up doing here is, I don't know how much I like this. I ended up hitting up this wave. I didn't have my ult, and I was worried that Warwick was going to roam and then get an impact off on the map. I was spam pinging, missing. Wow, I actually pinged on top of him. That's crazy. And I was just trying to run over here to try and meet him if he wanted to go and defend against the push. Meanwhile, I probably could have just kept pushing and just pinged them off. I was looking to kind of just let it dead. I was just walking around like a dumbass, pretty much. So, yeah. That was just a lot of pointless movement, but then we ended up just doing a really big push on their inhib, which at the time I was like, I don't think this is a very worth it push. Like, why are we pushing this? Baron's not even up for 3 minutes. And this is super aggro. I was like, oh man, this looks pretty rough. But, I mean, like, we should be able to win. We're 10 kills ahead. It's just a lot of misplays, this fight. So, what ends up happening is Warwick ults onto this guy, trying to hit Heterim, and then Heterim pushes him back, and he gets bit and murdered. I wanted to ult Heterim to keep him alive and to save his shutdown and to counter-kill the Warwick, but what I ended up doing is, after Heterim gets one-shot unsuspectedly, not really like one-shot, but like just unsuspectedly dies on me, I just ult to the edge, try and keep him alive. Maybe I could have ulted to Ezreal, might have been more important, but I was trying to save shutdowns at this point, and I was just like, oh yeah, shut down, you know. And now it's just really unfortunate. I'm the only one left alive. I don't got much I can do. Just trying to live, and I just eat into a trap for some reason. I don't know. There was no real way out, so that's just what happened. That was a really bad fight for us, and then now we're just rushing to Dryden, trying to make sure that they don't get it so that we can keep our tempo up. Even though we did just lose a really important team fight, it wasn't the end of the world. It's just a lot of shutdowns went to Jinx, so we're able to pick this up. Heterim was just kind of sitting at the platform for a while, not doing anything. So here I called and I'm going bot lane, and I just want them to make a play to top. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I have ults. You guys can make a play to top lane. It'll be perfectly fine. I'm just shoving out waves, and then I looked, and I start ulting top lane after I see that this happens. Ezreal's getting there, and he ambushes him from a bush. I notice it instantly, and I just ult over, and we pick up another kill. And then from that kill, we end up finding them in their jungle, and bada boom, bada boom, boom, boom. It's a really good fight. Alright, we just ended up being able to pick up a lot of them. That was so close. I was kind of unfortunate about that. He ends up picking up the kill on the Jinx, who is the biggest target, and I just walk away because I don't want Warwick to keep hurting me. There's no point in me really trying to 1v1 him, and then we just shove in this wave into the turret. This game was pretty straightforward, but I did do a lot of really good plays with my ults. I kept bot lane alive a few times. I kept the jungle, I kept mid alive. Like, I got everybody, for the most part. I didn't miss many opportunities, and I also solo killed my laner twice, which was really exciting, because he is a Warwick main with like 1 million mastery, and I was like, okay, buddy. So yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, sorry that it's not Twitch. I hope it's still good. I kind of speedran it, because I don't want this to be a super long video like it normally is. Like, there isn't much to really get at this game, so yeah, it's unfortunate, but there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, as I was saying, this Warwick Masters 20 LP. 309 games on Warwick, and he died at level 1. Isn't that just wild? You didn't pay attention to Ignite.